What's going on, family? It's your girl Guruji Chastity, and today I want to talk about fear, right? I want to talk about fear. This rising, I pulled oracle cards. I am attempting to study tarot, but before I get into tarot, I was like, let me start with something that is a little more intuitively based, that's based on, myself, that's a little bit easier to kind of understand and get through. And so I have been working with the Soul's Journey oracle cards, and today I pulled the card of fear, and it really got me to thinking. And the way that it helped me reconcile the way I've been interacting with fear is by using I don't even think this is an ideogram like I normally make. This is just fucking temperature. Okay, this is temperature, right? That's straight up what it is. But before we get into how I reconciled how I was interacting with fear, let's talk about what the oracle card said about fear, because that's what's important. The oracle card said, and when I remember reading this rising, and I was like, what? The oracle card said, fear. I realized that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. I had to chew on that. I said, what? So in fact, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. I'm testing my own resolve to live in the one emotion that actually exists, right? And that's how I got this, we're going to call it an ideogram. This ideogram, but it took me back to temperature. I'm teaching my level 1 Reiki student, and we were talking about judgments, right? We're learning about judgments. And a judgment is just a rigid thought form that is living in the past. It's judging something based off of something. But what happens is when you hold a judgment, it takes you out of the present moment, and it creates this superior and inferior complex, because whatever you are for, that makes you against something, right? And so when we hold judgments, it's like, oh, I don't like that because of this, and this. Well, whatever you don't like, that makes you for something else, and it creates kind of like inferior, superior, masculine, dominant, submissive, all of those different polarities, which is not really the vibe, right? Polarity is not the vibe. Balance is the vibe. Harmony is the vibe, right? So again, the oracle card said fear. I realized that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And so when I read that, I said, oh, I ain't been out here self-doubting. I ain't been out here afraid. I've just been testing my own personal resolve of how to live in the one emotion that actually exists. And that's how I got here. Okay, so boom, check it, family. There is only temperature, right? But we look at hot and cold. And so we will juxtapose ourselves to either. We will polarize ourselves to either. A lot of people be like, I love being hot. You can miss me with being cold. Well, now they got a beef with cold. And it's like, how? It's still nothing more than temperature, right? It's only temperature. And some people be like, I love being cold. I don't like being hot. I don't like sweating. And so when they get hot, they get mad. They got a beef with hot now, right? But again, the only thing that they is running through is temperature. It's temperature. That's it. And so on the thermostat, there ain't no straight line, no hard cut line between when cold stops and starts and hot stops and starts. No, it's a level of vibration. It's a flow, right? And so if we are in a flow, you ain't supposed to juxtapose yourself to either polarity. And so I was like, oh, okay, let me put this with fear. Instead of using temperature, because for me, this is an easy concept to understand. The only thing is temperature. Cold and hot are varying vibrations of temperature, but the thing itself is temperature, right? Temperature. Cold and hot is just the varying degrees of temperature. So fear is nothing more than a varying degree of the one emotion that we actually have, which is love. I said, ooh, because what? Look at this. So now I started it off with the positive and the negative, right? So we already got them, and then we got the hot and cold. But now we got joy and sadness, excitement and hate, peace and anger. I just realized, why am I using my hand when I got my pointer tool right here. But look, so you see this? You see these polarities? But I want balance, right? I want to live right here. Because that's the wet spot. Because we can't tell when either one of these stop or end. So harmony is right there. It's right there. Right there. Right? But we get so caught up. Sometimes we so sad. We get depressed. We don't know how to get out of that vibration. Sometimes we be so excited and overjoyous that we move so fast that we not even feeling nothing. Right? And here's the gig again. Excuse me, the gag again. You don't never want to be too much light, because then you're going to go blind. And then you don't want to be too much darkness, because then you can't see. Right? And so you want to be right here in the middle. In the middle. But again, family, there is only one emotion, which is love. Right? So I would even go to say that fear, right, in my own reality, because when I'm looking at it, fear is an illusion, because it's a varying vibration of the ultimate emotion that I just want to be, which is love. I want to be love. But anytime I fear or have an inclination of fear that I'm not love, goes back to that oracle card. I am testing my resolve to live in love. Right? That's what fear is. Nothing more than testing my resolve to live in love. So we could say excitement is nothing more than feeling the resolve of living in love. Right? You see what I'm saying, man? You see what I'm saying? So look, that's what I wanted to share. I really thought this was a major aha moment, dog. And I was like, how many other people in this reality be getting caught up in fear? And because they think it's real, instead of believing that fear is nothing more than a varying vibration of the only emotion that actually exists, which is love. And the only reason fear is being invoked within, right? Because it's not really evoked externally, right? You get fearful externally because you invoked it internally. But the only reason fear is invoked is because you're moving away from the balance. You're moving away from the one true emotion. And so your body gives you varying vibrations of love so you can get back to love. Okay? I feel like that very simple. Very, very simple. But I just thought I wanted to share. Until next time, I love you. Peace out.